Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a collective tarot trot for today, Tuesday, April 1st, 2025. You may follow me on the book, the tech, the tube, the lemonade, the blue sky social, the fan base, the Insta, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. Whatever does not, please just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. As always, we're going to use Intuitive City Oracle by Rob Barthelman. We've got intuitiveintention.com. You can also find his decks on the TikTok shop. Today's the 1st, and supposedly it gets shut down on the 5th. I still don't understand why they're shutting it down because, it's technically never been just owned by a Chinese company. Is it owned by BlackRock or is it owned by Vanguard? Like whoever the Chinese company is that owns TikTok is owned by an American company. So make it make sense. They just want to get rid of it. They don't like the fact that there's people on there making a shit ton of money and not working for a living. And they don't like the fact that we have our own news network on there and we talk about things like the truth. And don't get me wrong, there's some bullshit on there. There's bullshit on there too, but there's a lot of creators on there that are devoted to news, and they literally seek out the news all day long and put it on there. Fox News, CBS, NBC, ABC, whatever. Like, non-biased. They put it out there. They don't want us to excel. They want to keep us in a cage. It's just my personal opinion. We got 2 on the table. I think I might have to turn on a light. Thought it was going to be fine. We got 3 on the table. No major, no reverse. Wee doggy. I don't know where that came from. Do not look at me like that. Do not. I got... Ooh. All right, we got 5 on the table. 1 major. Still no reverse. Okay. I gotta say it now because if I wait, I'll forget because I'm old. The 4 of Swords came out. The description on the card says solitude. And I keep hearing, sorry, just in case I keep hearing the theme from A Summer Place. Like I can hear the background music. And then I keep seeing like the promo posters for A Quiet Place, the scary movie that had like the 2, and I think they're making a 3rd. But I keep seeing the promo. And what was the other thing? Oh, Quiet Man with John Wayne and oh God, what was her name? Catherine O'Hara, I think. I think that's who it was. Yeah, 50s, 60s, 50s. Where they're like in Ireland, I think. And she needs a husband, or she gets sold to him, or I don't know, something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. I just know I used to watch that with my mom. Like I'm hearing the word quiet. Like I heard like the quiet era, the quiet time, like somebody's in their quiet phase. And then I just heard, like, I just saw like the poster and the music from a summer place, and we'll talk more about it in a minute. We got 6 on the table, 1 major. Let's do 2 more shuffles. We got 7 on the table, 2 major. Last shuffle. Okay, we got 8 on the table, 3 major. We got 8 with bottom of the deck, 3 major. It's just a bunch of BS, and there was nothing going on there. We got 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 4 of Swords, the Magician. We got 7 of Cups, 10 of Swords, Last Judgment, and the Star. So the first thing I got with the 4 of Cups and the 4 of Swords, again, is somebody's like in their quiet moment. Like someone's like, I don't even know that I would say like they're taking a breather or you're taking a breather. It's just like if you're working, you're quiet, right? Like tarot readers say this all the time, and I've said this before too. I don't say it that often, but I've said it before. Like if you're working on something, don't tell everybody, right? Like you don't need to show it, you don't need to put it out there, whatever. If you tell one person, okay, whatever. But like there's sometimes people just know and feel the need not to share what's going on in their life. And it kind of gives me that vibe. Like somebody's like living quietly, yes. Maybe not at such a fast pace, but they're also living quietly. Like they're not talking to people about what they got going on. And it's all about the right people knowing what you have going on and the wrong ones not knowing, right? And how do the wrong ones find out? Little sneakers. Little sneakers. And whoever this is, whoever you are, oh, sorry, again, a feminine, masculine, take out resonates, it doesn't matter. Whoever this is or whoever you are, you're manifesting in, like, it's funny because it kind of reminds me of the collective read that I'm posting to YouTube right now. You're manifesting in like your wealth and your abundance. Whatever you're working on, whatever you got going for yourself, you're manifesting that in. But there's, with the Last Judgment, like there's a part of you or a part of this person. I'm two things. One, do I deserve this? And two, what am I going to do after I get this? God doesn't give you what you don't deserve. Good and bad. So if you're manifesting in growth and abundance, wealth and abundance, whatever you want to call it, and it comes in for you, then that was meant to come in for you. What are you going to do with it after you get it? What do you want to do with it after you get it? And what are we talking about? Are we talking about money? Do you want money? How much money do you want? You want a lot of money? What are you going to do with that money? You going to do something good with it? You going to hang on to it? You going to store it? You going to lose it? Kim has questions. I think we just talked about this the other day, because I said on one of the readings that if I ever had a lot of money, I would donate to my favorite charities, and I would. Absolutely. Absolutely. Depending on what I won, yeah, some sizable chunks right there. And if I didn't win or come into as much money like as I thought I would still at the very least make like that sizable donation, Like typically right now, you can go see it on my link tree if you want to see it, but I donate to 5 charities and just $20 each a month. So that's $100 out of my pocket a month for all 5. And like this is what I can give, this is what I do. And that's it. I know that 100, when I get paid, that $100 is gone. It's already gone. It's already out the door. I don't even like think about it. They're all direct withdrawal from I think my bank account. But yeah, like if I came into some money and it wasn't like, millions, billions, but it was still enough, I would give them each, probably a couple thou, It just depends. There's a lot of things I'd probably want to do locally, like I'd want to help out locally. I really would want to help out libraries, because I like books were always my passion as a kid. I used to read a lot. Animal shelters, church, what do they call them? Church kitchens, where they feed the homeless, stuff like that. All very noble endeavors. But yeah, what are you going to do with the money when you get it? You going to invest it? You going to start a business? You going to pay off your house? You going to buy a new house? You going to buy a new car? That's something that you discuss with yourself, your significant other if you have one, and God. If you got big plans for this dough, and God knows it's good plans, you're probably going to come into that dough, let me tell you. Like you're going to share it? Well, here you go. And this doesn't, when you manifest for like money, for like, career, wage, things like that, like this isn't necessarily things just being handed to you. This is, money that you would have to earn. You still, like you still have to work towards something. Even if you went out and won the jackpot, at the local, gaming place, and you won, like $1 million, right? After taxes, it's probably only a little bit over $500,000. And what what are you, like, what are the plans? Because $500,000, it's probably not going to go as far as you think it's going to go. But $500,000, you're probably still going to have to keep a job. So you have a job, right? Because you're working towards something. Or you're going to take that $500,000 and open a business because that's what you were working towards. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't going to say anything, but I guess I'm going to say it because now there's a reader that I watch, and she just reads tarot for a living. So, she's reliant on her clientele, and if people don't buy reads, she doesn't make money. She doesn't have a regular job. I think she sells stuff like on a website, stuff like that too. But if she doesn't read any tarot reads, oracle reads, whatever, she doesn't make any money. And she was talking about how she's had people tell her before, oh, you need to get out and get a job. You need to get out and get a job. Like, why are you just sitting at home? Get out and get a real job, And she says, well, every time I get a job, something bad happens to me. And she always takes that as a sign that she shouldn't get a job. My thing is, every time she gets a job, she has like a health crisis. And I don't know 100% for sure, but from what she's said, from what I've heard, like she does, I think she does like all natural medicine, stuff like that. So I'm not sure that she sees like a real doctor. And I don't mean to sound like an ass, but like maybe it's just God telling you need to go see a real doctor. That maybe, yeah, sometimes we don't want to take medication from some big pharmaceutical company. I get it. I get it. But sometimes like that's what's necessary and that's what's called for. It's just like when we tell, people with like bipolar, manic depressive disorder, people that have schizophrenia, things like that. Like, well, you can't go off your meds. You go off your meds, you're going to lose it. So you got to try and keep these people on their meds, And of course they are on their meds and they feel really good, and then they think like, "Oh, I feel good because I feel good. I don't need the meds." No, you do need the meds. The meds is what's making you feel good, right? I'm not saying that, she should go out and get a job. She should do whatever the hell she wants to do. She's a grown ass adult, you know. I've said before on this channel because I have books open if anybody ever wants to read. Like, I post my information there. All you have to do is email me. I have not had one request for a read, but I have I have a full-time job. Like, I have a full-time job. I work 40 hours a week. I make money. I pay my bills. Sometimes I do overtime. You guys know, if you watched me last year, like more than half the summer I spent doing overtime. I was wearing myself thin between work, overtime, doing readings. And then in the fall, I started my documentary on YouTube and started writing the second book. And I was a busy chickie last year, you know? But she has nothing to rely on. She has, like, she is reliant on people. She is reliant on people like you and me having extra money to be able to afford to go get a read. Not everybody can afford that. And as the days go by, people are going to be able to afford that less and less in reality. She actually has big plans to like move to Europe and open a spa and stuff like that. I mean, I wish her the best of luck, I wish her the best of luck. I just think it's really, and I don't mean to sound like an asshole. It's just like I think she's looking for investors to invest in her idea so she can start this business. The thing is I'm not saying that she can't find investors that would invest. I'm just saying when you don't have any skin in the game and when you don't put any of your own money into it, me personally, I would just be worried about, having all those investors, me not even invested because I don't have any money to put in there. Do you know what I'm saying? And I could be wrong, but I don't think she has. I mean, she's on TikTok asking people to buy readings so that she can afford to live. I don't think she has the money to invest in her own business. And that kind of, when you go into business for yourself, that kind of leaves you in like a precarious position, especially if you want to do something as big as what she's looking to do. Like, you're definitely going to need investors. But again, like, you're going to take all your money from investors. That means you're beholden to them. Like, you don't have anything in. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just worry for her a little bit. And, again, like, whatever she interprets from God is what she interprets from God. I don't know. I don't know how a lot of readers just survive on selling reads. And don't get me wrong, there's readers out there that have like, 200, 500,000, 700,000 followers, right? Subscribers on YouTube. I, they have the potential to make a shit ton of money, right? There's one who has like 260,000 followers on YouTube, and she doesn't even, or as far as I know, because I haven't watched her like in a while, and when I did watch her, I didn't hear her say anything, but she used to say that she wasn't even taking personal reads. Like, I was watching her for like a year, almost a year, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not taking personal reads." She was getting donations, like people literally just sending her PayPal every day. Like, she was making her living off of that. And then she was just posting collectives or sign readings, and people would send her free money. She didn't have to do reads at all, you know? I mean, for some people it works out, for some it doesn't. And it's kind of funny because one of the other readers that I watch, he's like, "I will never tell you to quit your job. Do not quit your job and then chase a dream unless you have money or another job to back that up." And he's so right. He's so right. Maybe the reason why I needed to tell that story is because someone is thinking about that with the Last Judgment or something along that lines, right? Like, "Oh, I'm going to start a business, but should I keep my regular job for the first year or two and work my ass off?" Yeah, you probably have to. And don't get me wrong, there are some businesses that you open that you have to work the business. Like, you would have to quit your regular job. But there are other jobs, there are other businesses that you can start, that some people start, where they can keep a part-time job or a full-time job to support themselves while they get their business up and running. It just depends on what you're doing. The funny thing is with the star card here at the bottom of the deck, I just think if you or whoever this person is, you're worrying for nothing. You're worrying for nothing. And I know it's easy to say that, when I'm not the one worrying. Guys, I worry a lot. All damn day, all damn night I worry. That's just who I am. But and I shouldn't say it like that, but pretty close. Because even with the Ten of Swords, it's not like you or this person is burdened by, like a lack of anything. It's really just, again, it's really just someone kind of in their head, like thinking about like how they're going to move forward. I also think too, because I said that, because I was talking about all the quiet stuff, right, and the music and everything. I also think if somebody is trying to keep their movements quiet with the Last Judgment card and the Star card, you or this person might be a little anxious if for some reason you blow up. So, like, let's say you write a piece of music and you post it online, and all of a sudden you get calls from Taylor Swift's people, and they want to buy it. They want to sing. They want her to sing it, or they want you to do a duet with Taylor Swift, or like something crazy like that, like to the point where you just like you blow up, you skyrocket, you become semi-famous, right, or famous. It's kind of like that thought of, well, do I want people to see me? Like, I've been trying to keep this quiet, under wraps. Do I want people to see me singing? Do I want people to read my book? Do I want people to watch my documentary? Do I want people to watch my tarot reads? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be someone just being like, I don't know that I want my face out there. I don't know that I want to be out there. I'm just going to say this too, because I'm getting this vibe too, because I'm picturing celebrities that are celebrities, they're famous, but they live quiet lives. Like, they live behind a veiled curtain. Like, I'm talking celebrities that don't really share a lot of their private stuff. Unless you see them in a movie or on TV, you don't really see them. They're at home with their spouse and their kids or their grandkids, they're traveling, they're doing whatever, gardening, whatever, because they live a simple life when they're not working. And I'm just gonna say this too, if somebody's worried about becoming famous, it's all about what you put into it. Like, if you don't want to be one of those celebrities that's I keep getting this phrase. I've been getting it for days. Haughty toddy. If you're one of those if you don't want to be one of those celebrities that's in the limelight, that's always out there, that's always being photographed and filmed, if you don't want to be that celebrity that, is constantly chasing the thrill, is constantly looking for paparazzi because, you want to be the center of attention, you don't need to be that. When you become famous, you can make that whatever you want that to be. If you want to be more of like a in the background kind of celebrity, then do that. If you don't want people to know about your social life, you don't want people to know who you're dating, then keep it as private as you can. If you want to live as normal a life as you can as a celebrity, then do that. I was watching this one of those little video snippet things on Facebook about Natalie Portman and how she's the poorest actress in Hollywood because she donates a lot of her money, and she technically just lives like a normal life. I don't know that that's true. I don't know if any of that stuff is ever true, but really when you think about it, like, you could, like I said, fame is what you make of it. sadly, a lot of people become famous and they get sucked in, they get into drugs and sex and alcohol and spending money that they don't need to spend on stupid shit. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I think somebody needed to hear that. I think I'm gonna let it stand as that at that, because this is really just someone needing to go within and make some decisions about their future going forward, and really look at um, like where they've been and where they're going and what they want. With the Last Judgment and the Magician, because again, like if you don't want to be famous, but you were manifesting for it, well, stop manifesting for it. Change course. Do what you got to do. I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you all have a great day or evening wherever you are. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.